Welcome and thank you for joining us for the Time Lords podcast. We continue our conversation with John Schumacher and Matthew Hutto.
Hey, I got a good one for you guys. Remember Drone X?
Yeah,
Oh God,
it's still out there.
All right. When I was playing my main account way back when I first started building it up, when Las Vegas was open, I would use drone on. I think it was one of the games where you can burn stamina. And one day, I don't know what happened, but it was just like someone must have unplugged the limit on how much information you can send over, because it was leveling like 6 or 7 times every 10 minutes, and then the stamina was going so fast. And the energy was going so fast. It was just amazing. What happened to Drone X? I like that one.
it's still in Lucifer's mod.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
It never works.
Well, I mean, that's one of those things that you get what you pay for.
Maybe no one's updated it.
I didn't pay for it. Oh, never mind.
So, and of course, sir, with all these scripts that we're speaking of too,
some of them also conflict.
Yeah, let's keep in mind there. Yeah, you can have confliction, and of course, there, along with all these scripts, like if you're a Google user, or you're a Firefox user, keep in mind there is things that you're gonna need to add in order to add some of these scripts onto your browser, depending on what you use. I mean, you got Firefox. I think
Grease Monkey.
There is Grease Monkey or Scriptish. Either one are two of the things that you can use in Firefox.
Scriptish seems to work better on Firefox than the Grease Monkey.
And then with Google there, you need Tamper Monkey.
Yeah.
So
or another script manager for Google.
So if you go and you grab this script and you it's not working, and and before you go want to hang somebody for getting you into all this, understand it. Be sure and install the Tamper Monkey if you're using a Google browser, or the Grease Monkey or Scriptish if you're using Firefox, before you download the script, and and that way you won't have all these problems, because if you just go download some of these scripts and you go like, where's my script, man? My stuff's messed up. What the heck? I'm about to go bust a cap at somebody.
Well, that's kind of interesting, because on my Google, I don't even have Tamper Monkey even installed.
Well, you don't actually have to, but it makes it a little bit easier, especially when you're using multiple scripts, because sometimes Google kicks them out for whatever reason. It boots it. Like I have some accounts that Google, for some reason, just decides to delete my extensions. For whatever reason there is, it just removes them automatically.
That's because you got the stuff in the web store. If you get it from a Google web store, you don't have to have Tamper Monkey. But if you don't get it from the Google web store, then you have to have Tamper Monkey.
Gotcha.
Well, I've got an account that I get the Hopper for running the bucket list. I have to reload it like numerous times a day, and I literally just stopped using that account for doing the Hopper, because for some reason Google keeps kicking it out. I don't know why.
I have one account that I don't have to have Tamper Monkey on, and and I'm able to get the scripts, but it's just and I heard some people just a couple days ago, one of the chats there that we were in there, Brian, they were talking about that they had lost all their scripts, and they were just raising all kinds of sand about the fact that Google was cracking down that if it didn't come from the web store, that they was getting rid of it. So I mean, it was so I mean, it's one of those things that the Tamper Monkey, that comes directly from the Google web store, and you're able
help you
to
manage your scripts or not in there.
Now Firefox, I know of no way, shape, form, or fashion to get around having to install Scriptish or Grease Monkey with Firefox. It's just if somebody knows the way around it, then they can certainly teach me something, because with Firefox there. And of course, sir, I personally, I don't recommend Firefox, because once again, there, I've I've seen some snail races that went by faster than using Firefox. For a lot of things.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
I can't stand Firefox. Personal.
Yeah.
It's my own personal choice. I know some people swear by it.
Well, hey, we can always go. We can always go back to Internet Explorer.
Oh, yeah, but that don't run any scripts either.
I know.
Oh boy. Yeah, if anybody's trying to play Mafia on Internet Explorer, forget about it. Forget about it.
Oh, geez.
I swear, they're trying to play Mafia from Internet Explorer will make you homicidal or suicidal, whichever way.
I think I'll make it both.
Yeah, something is going to die if you're trying to play Mafia from Internet Explorer. I can guarantee you. Been there, done that. I started out playing Mafia there from Internet Explorer. And, people like, using Chrome? What's Chrome?
Yeah.
And so, so then, I'd heard about Firefox, so I started out on Firefox, and then, like I said, that was bad, So then I got with Chrome, and I was like, oh my God, and it was just, I've been a Google fan ever since. There, for all my stuff, and even my occasional farming, or if I feel the urge there to go bake some cookies over at Sheffville or something, I even use Google.
Well, gee, I'm sorry, but I don't play Chipville or Farmville, but I do play Cityville.
I used to play Cityville. I played that game when it first came out, and I played that game hard. And I got to level 60, and I reached the end.
Oh, see, I think my top level is 232.
At the time that I first started playing it, they only had 60 levels created. So I went to customer service, and I says, hey, what's up with this? Like, oh, well, we don't have any more levels created, so you're just going to have to wait.
Right.
I said, well, guess what? I ain't playing no more, so I'm not going to sit around and wait.
See, I never played Cityville. I played Yoville, I think the highest I ever got in Yoville, I think I had a 1.5 bedroom trailer that you could throw at the south wall. I think I ever got in Yoville. That was one of the dumbest games ever invented, in my opinion. That was just, oh my God.
I played the Fishville, but I had to quit playing it because I kept getting upset because I'd log on and all my fish were floating at the top of the tank.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that's And Sheffville there, the only time I ever play Sheffville is when my wife ever puts me on a diet there, and tells me I can't have no sweets. So I show her I go bake my own dang cookie.
Here comes that frying pan again, man.
Yeah,
hey, buddy.
Man, you're gonna get us in trouble, dude. I'm telling you.
Man, Trouble is my middle name, dude. Your middle name is Prankster. My middle name is Trouble. Yeah. We get together there. We're some really troubling pranksters. I'm here to tell you.
My name is Bleep.
Yeah. Brian there, man, you're just, people would probably never believe it, man, but you're the big teddy bear amongst us here, man. You're actually the nice guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the one that's normally trying to, talk us out of some of the crap we do.
Yeah. Gentlemen, I'm going to have to take off in a little bit, and it was great chatting with you guys. We got to do this again, pick another subject. This was pretty cool. Or maybe you can have the guys or the people that do this get their feedback and see what they want to talk about too.
We'd love to have you on another show, John. I mean, we'd love to have anybody on the show. All they got to do is contact us, and we'll schedule it and set it up.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We'll talk about any topic you want to talk about there. Anytime, anywhere. We're not afraid of any topic. If you agree with us, then great. If you disagree with us, then come tell us why we're full of crap, and we'll discuss it. We'll have a good discussion about it.
Well, the next topic I want you guys to think about would be the money tree and where to find it.
Well, the money tree there, my wife there went and donated that to Walmart, and I ain't
great.
If you can tell me where it's buried, I'll go dig it up.
Yeah, or find the seed. I'll start watering it.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I keep my dog from peeing on it. That's for sure. 'Cause he'd kill anything. Stupid dog.
All right, gentlemen, I got to run chatting with you guys, and I'll talk to you later.
Well, thank you, John. You have a wonderful night.
You too.
See you, John.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye-bye. So I think that was a real good discussion. On a lot of different topics there. Once again, there's other ways of building minis, and a lot of different ways of doing things, and no one way is the absolute way.
No, there's no golden rule. There's just a lot of different ways of going about it, different theories, different. A lot of it depends on what your needs are and what you need to use, your account for, what kind of account you want to build, whether it be a fighter or a looter or a mini, stamina account, whatever it is that you're looking for, you're going to need to adjust your formulas to suit your needs, and sometimes some accounts are very account specific on certain things in the game. For whatever reason, you have to set it up a certain way.
Absolutely, and of course, John brought up a very good point there. Discussing the fact that he goes through his stamina faster. And like I say, that can be depend on your internet speed and everything. It's what kind of time that you have to put into the game. But something he said with 76,000 stam, he could still with leveling one thing and another. I mean, he said he could still go 12, 14 hours with 76,000 stam. So, I mean, so there you go. I mean, there's right there is a good rule of thumb that folks can use to, kind of see that, there's many different, ways and for whatever style that you wish to play the game. If you want to, go 24 hours a day, I appreciate John coming on and speaking with us about the money aspect of the game, because obviously, he's been able to put a little bit of money into the game, and and brings a real good perspective on the things that can be done, and we've probably barely really scratched the surface on the horse sets. I mean that's
we've really scratched the surface on a lot of different subjects, and I
mean,
look forward
the horse
to talking
sets,
about
man,
them with you and others.
Yeah, the horse sets, we could probably do about 3 shows on just the horse sets alone. I mean, that's that one is a really good one, the horse sets, and we definitely need to cover that more. But the one thing I will caution people about the horse sets is you've got a lot of people out there that will offer to, I guess, go into your account and do what is called clone the horse sets.
Yeah.
Guys, be very careful about that, because
there are a lot of unscrupulous people out there who will have to rip it off.
If you allow somebody access into your account there to clone horse sets, and if they catches you, that account is going to lose all those horse sets. The person that you paid the money to is they're not going to come back and do it again, because what happens after that is is all on them. You're better off to, if you're going to buy them, to deal with legitimate people, or to build a looter account, which is easy, because all you got to have is energy.
Yeah.
You don't have to have any stam on it at all. You just start a mini and build nothing but energy. You don't need health. You don't need nothing. But
well, let's also make sure that we make this clear too. A lot of the stuff that we are talking about are technically against the terms of service of Mafia Wars. Purchasing items from third parties is illegal, even though they're trading them to you or gifting them to you. Some people will sell them to you because they've been collecting them. A lot of these, in fact, all of these scripts and tools we're talking about are also technically, quote, illegal to the terms of service of Mafia Wars, even though Mafia Wars seems to have a wink-wink blind eye to some of them because they know that it's part of the game. It's still technically against the terms of service.
Yep, absolutely. And so, so I mean, go into this stuff there, with your eyes wide open, and just, don't abuse the scripts. If you abuse the scripts, that's what Zynga when Zynga talks about, a script, abuse of scripts and, using abusive scripts, basically if you're going out there and, you're running a script there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're drawing unnecessary attention to yourself. If if your account there never shuts down, then the chances of somebody, somehow getting flagged is pretty good. And
Well,
of
I don't
course,
know if it's as much that it's running at 24 hours a day. I mean, I know I can tell you from my own personal experience. I have a few accounts that have gotten flagged because I was actually, quote, abusing scripts. I was using multiple scripts at the same time, doing energy jobs and stamina jobs at the exact same time in the exact same moment on multiple different tabs, trying to build up my account faster. And I got caught and I got penalized and the account got flagged because I was doing something that's physically impossible to do if you're playing the game by hand. So that's the big thing is that you have to do things that are only physically possible to do within the game, not manipulate scripts so that you're doing things that are 10 times what you could normally do manually, humanly possible.
absolutely, and you just, in other words, use common sense, be smart about it, and don't just go get, just completely hog wild crazy and go be stupid, and and of course there don't be announcing to the world that the scripts and blah blah blah, and that those sort of things. Don't go do all that, because if you do, then you draw unnecessary attention to yourself. I mean, we're doing these podcasts in order to help people, and so therefore we're letting you in on all the secrets. We understand the risk that we're taking. That somebody may come along and decide to report us, and if they do, so be it. But we're trying to provide a service that I believe that is really needed, because there is so many new players that come into the game that don't last very long, because they get discouraged very quickly because nobody actually takes the time to teach anybody.
Yeah, and we actually need a lot more new players to fill in the gaps in the player pool, because we have lost a number of players over the years. I mean, we were at 20 million players at one point in the game, and now we're at what, 1 million?
If that. Yeah. So, I mean, we're sharing the secrets that we have learned over the years of playing the game, so that other people don't have to go through the struggles that we went through. Because that if other people have to go through the same struggles that we went through at the beginning with the game, I mean, because we grew up with the game. So now the new people that are coming in have those struggles, plus all the new growth of the game and how the game has changed. Then, I mean, it's insane the amount of struggles that the new people have in this game.
Oh, sure. I mean, the game was a hell of a lot simpler when we first started. Now it's very complex.
I mean, and you got to understand, we got, 5+ years, I guess this game has been around, 5, 6 years, whatever it is now.
Yeah.
This game has been around. So therefore, all the current players have 5 or 6 years up on you. And so therefore, how in the world, do you overcome that? Unless somebody, that's been playing the game for a little while, is willing to share some of those secrets and some of those tips with you. I mean, I know that, I make a lot of jokes about the other games on Facebook and, the Farming, the Sheffield, all those sort of things. But I mean, in all honesty, those games right there, the reason people gravitate towards those games is because those games, you don't have to, you don't have the strategies and those sort of things involved. So therefore, people can get into that easier. because there's really no strategy there. It's pretty well straightforward.
Yeah.
And so therefore we have to figure out a way to lure the people away from, playing those games exclusively and come over to the dark side and play some Mafia with us in order for the game to continue.
Well, the more the merrier, that's for sure.
And, this doesn't mean, and I know that, make a lot of jokes about all these other games, but that doesn't mean that you can't play these games. It's just kind of been the running joke there from day one that, in Mafia, it's just one of those things that we always joke about, people, Chefville and, Farmville and Farmtown and Cityville and whatever else. It's kind of one of those jokes that kind of runs around there because, those games, there is no strategies and, no alliances or whatever, So, and in this game, it's all about alliances and all about, keeping a low profile and
well, the
don't be
difference
testing
between
people's cornflakes.
The difference between the other games and Mafia Wars is a very socially interactive game where we actually physically talk to other human beings in Facebook, and we have groups where we chat, we discuss what our strategies are and how we're going to go about the assault or the attack or the war or the drive-by or the mock war, or how we're going to do things, and we have a good old laugh about certain things, and we discuss about things that are going on in the game and how we feel about it. There's a lot of social interaction that goes on in Mafia Wars that don't go on in all these other games.
Absolutely, and we have to, we're kind of giving you the inside look at this, and like I say, there may be some players out there that will resent us there doing that, but it's what's best for the game.
Sure.
And it's the only way the game will survive, and and this is what you got to do. I mean, I could go out there and I could scream from, the rooftop on my page about, what's going on and some of the strategies and one thing or another. But, in reality, can't really reach that many people. So
no.
This is the vehicle that we've chosen to try to reach a greater number of people to understand what's going on. And we're not trying to recruit you for our families or nothing like that. I mean, obviously, if somebody comes along and, and they say, look, I like what you guys got going on and, want to join up with, High Who Time Lords or Resurrection or something like that. I mean, obviously, we're not going to, turn people away or nothing. But that's not what this is about. This is not about recruitment, for our own personal families and and for feeding our egos. It is truly and honestly an attempt at helping people in the game understand the game and bringing more people to the game, because the better that you understand the game, then the more fun that you'll have.
Oh, sure.
Because if you don't understand what it is you're doing, you're not having any fun. If you're not having any fun, you're not going to stick around.
Well, it's like trying to play chess without knowing the moves.
Absolutely, and I mean, and I know that there's been people that go to Zynga and they say, well, where can I get the best script? And Zynga's like, we don't support scripts. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people at Zynga are, they are players themselves, and they themselves are are using scripts. So therefore, even though, as Brian says, I mean, technically scripts are against terms of service, and that is technically, that is true. That is the black and white of it. But, just like everything, there's the gray area, and Zynga understands that, scripts are part of the game. I mean, the tasks that Zynga gives you to do are really, really difficult to do without data scripts. There are some people that are
next to impossible.
there are people that actually accomplish it, but, my question is, basically, is the game going to become your life, or do you want to have a life besides the game, and the game just be something that that you enjoy doing in your spare time? And that's where the scripts come in. Because quite honestly, if you go sit at a desk all day and, work and whatever else, and then you come home and you're going to spend another 8 to 10 hours in front of the, computer, you're probably going to, get blood clots or die of a heart attack or something there, because, you're not sleeping, you're not eating, you're not doing the things that, that a healthy human being is supposed to do. So scripts allow us to be able to, get up off our butt there and move around a little bit and actually get some exercise and, keep from, neglecting the family and those sort of things while still being able to enjoy the game.
Well, there again, some of the events in the game, you have to, be able to do stuff every 4, 6, 8 hours. And if you're working, you can't collect this, that, and the other thing for this specific event, for the items that you need to complete it, because you're at work. So if you're at home, and say you don't have the ability to play at work, like I know some people do, but a lot of people don't. So if you can run your character while you're at home, on a script and collect the items that you need to collect for XYZ event that's going on, where you have to collect items every 4 to 6 to 8 hours. When you get home, then you can, use those items and collect again and do what you need to do to complete the said event, because it's impossible to do it unless you're home 24/7.
Absolutely, and if you're home 24/7, there you probably can't afford the internet bill.
Yeah, well, that too.
so I mean, so it's you definitely got to have some income coming in from somewhere, and and like I say, this game is truly for everybody. I mean, it's for young and old, and the in between is for the the grandmother that wants to be able to get together and socialize with people and that sort of thing, because it's a lot of other games there's you really lack the social aspect of it. I know most of us there, we have chat rooms and everything for our respective families, or or family pages, that sort of thing there for everybody to get together, and in all honesty, our friends in this game, they pretty much do become kind of like family. They really become, our brothers and sisters in this game.
Most definitely. I've made numerous friends through this game, and I'm glad I play the game, because I have all these great friends that I've met through not only Facebook but Mafia Wars.
Absolutely, and I mean, I
mean, look at you and I. If it wasn't for Facebook and Mafia Wars, you and I never would have met.
Absolutely.
Now we're the bestest friends and neighbors.
Absolutely. We used to be 1,000 miles apart. Now we 10 miles apart. So, I mean, that's pretty neat. And of course, I mean, we would have never met, and had we not met, we would not be able to get together and and do these things that that we're doing now. So I mean, everything happens there for a reason, and all these other games are great, but if you're looking for that social gratification, if you're like myself, I'm disabled. I used to be a truck driver. I used to be gone there all the time, and now that I'm disabled, and I'm unable to get out. If I get out and do a whole lot, I have to have a wheelchair, that sort of thing, and that's difficult. And so therefore, I don't get out as much as I used to, and that I would like. So this game here really allows me to be able to still socialize and still do all those things that we as human beings we really need. We need the contact from other human beings. And
Oh
this
yeah.
and this game allows that. And this
That
game
was the
also,
reason I originally started playing the game because I became disabled and it was I couldn't get out a whole hell of a lot. So talking to people on the internet was the way to go.
absolutely. And the thing of it is that the friendships that are made and everything through this game are lasting, bonding friendships. I mean, you got some people that have met their, prospective ex-wives are through this game. I mean, or ex-husbands through this
Yeah.
game. But I mean, and of course, this game there also allows you to, kind of fulfill, some fantasies that, maybe you had, or, maybe, you know, m- maybe, deep down inside, you like, well, I'd have been an excellent gangster or something like that. But of course, you, you got common sense enough to know that, you can't go do nothing illegal and stuff like that. So this kind of gives you that chance to live out that fantasy, very much legally in a very fun way. Nobody gets hurt, everybody has fun, and you get to live out those fantasies.
And you get to
Let's say,
virtually kill people instead of actually doing
absolutely,
it.
and of course,
Take
I
out that
mean,
aggression.
yes, absolutely, it's a way to, get out that aggression. I mean, when I was driving a truck, I started playing this game there while I was driving a truck, and this was my release after a hard day, was to, get on this game and get out my aggression in the game, and then, by the same token, hang out with my friends. There's been some situations in my life that, in trucking and otherwise, and even, in becoming disabled, that, the friends that I made through this game right here helped me get through those tough times in my life. And had it not been for these friends in the game, I don't know what I would have done. Because I would have went absolutely crazy. So I mean, the friends in the game are just, it's how else are you gonna have, meet people that, are in all these various countries? I mean, you got, people, in all different countries that you're gonna be able to meet. I mean,
All
you
over the
got,
world.
yeah. I mean, it's just, it's crazy. I mean, you find that you have connections to, people in the, you and I are in the United States. I mean, we have connections to people in the UK. We have, connections to people in New Zealand. Um,
Indonesia, Philippines,
uh,
Russia. I mean, you name it. We have friends from all over the globe.
absolutely. And I mean, and you really can, it can help these people, in their times and their struggles and everything there by just being that person to listen to, because it's easier for people to talk sometimes, on the computer than what it is in person.
Heck, we
So
even had a member that was behind the Iron Wall in China, playing on a black market sub internet pipeline, getting on Facebook because Facebook is banned in China, so he could play his Mafia Wars.
absolutely. Now that's a Mafia Wars addict right there, buddy. That
Yeah,
is
buddy.
that is a Mafia Wars addict there for sure. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's great that, that we can do these things, and we can help one another, all at the same time. So I mean, that is absolutely fantastic that we're able to do that. And that's what this game, that's the other part of this game, that it's not just the game, that, it's the social aspect of it. And, the fact that, hey, if you're having a bad day, you can normally find somebody that, having a pretty good day, or maybe even somebody else that, can tell you why your day wasn't quite as bad as what you really thought it was. So, those are reasons there to get involved in the game. And, I just would like to say that, any new players out there, don't get discouraged. Find a player that's been playing for a while, and go and talk with them and get help instead of just being, discouraged and just giving up. Don't give up. don't just give up and walk away from the game and say, I'm going to go find something else that's easier, that I can understand better or whatever. Because if you go find somebody, a player that's been in this game for a while, then they can teach you what you need to know.
For sure.
And once you start to understand what you need to know, and then you will find that you can develop these meaningful relationships like what we have, found that we've developed. And, you will get that appreciation and understanding for what we're talking about.
And if you can't find somebody that you know, then you can contact us and maybe we can help you out. We're here. We're here for
Absolutely.
everybody.
And we've been around a long time, and if you're looking for, families or clans there to join or something like that, or, you're looking for, some social clans and that sort of thing, we know social clans. We know war clans, social clans. I mean, we know all kinds of clans. And, we can obviously recommend something for you that will work for you. We are willing to do that, to give you recommendations of places you can go and things that you can do that, and find people that are wanting to, play the game the way you want to play the game. So because it's not all about us, and it's not about feeding our egos.
Yeah.
And like Brian said earlier, if, there's somebody out there that they have a better topic or any other topic or something like that, then don't be shy about standing up and saying, hey, I want to be a guest.
We'd love to have you on the show, for sure.
We'll bring you in here, and we will have a nice round table discussion, like I say. And I was very serious about that. If you disagree with something we say and you want to come on the show and you want to have a conversation about it, then dissenting opinions are very welcome, because that's how we all learn, is by having discussions about what works, what don't work, why it don't work, and about challenging us on our opinions, because this is our opinion.
We may all learn something new that we didn't know before too.
Yeah. So and we don't presume to think that our opinion is the only opinion that matters. So,
not at all.
Contrary to what the woman with the frying pan behind me there said.
Well, I think I think we've covered an enormous amount of topics today, and I think we should probably cut it here. And I just wanted to thank John Schumacher for joining us for part of the show, and I wanted to thank you, Matthew, and have a wonderful night, everybody.
You too, Brian, and yes, thank you, John. That was great there to have him on and have his perspective. And I don't know about anybody else, but I personally learned a lot there from listening to what he had to say, and it's certainly given me some food for thought. And I do appreciate it very, very much.
I'd like to thank you for joining us for another great show, and thank you, Matthew Hutto and John Schumacher, for being our guests tonight. If you would like to be on the TL podcast, you can just go to our fan page at facebook.com/TL podcast and leave us a message. Right under the header, there's a message button. And just let us know what topics you'd like to discuss and when you're available to discuss them. And we will schedule a show and get you on there. Thank you all again, and have a wonderful night.